Hello students, today we are going to start our new chapter of Business Studies class 12th and the chapter name is Organizing. This is part 1 of that chapter. First of all, meaning of organizing. What is the meaning of organizing? Organizing means it is a group of activity. First of all, we will have to identify that what work we will have to do. Then after identifying all the activities, grouping the activities and achieving the objective of the organization. For the achieving of the goal, physical, financial and human resources are arranged. It is called organizing. For example, if your school plans to conduct a sport day or annual function, anyone, all the teachers and students assign duties. For assigning the duties, first of all, we will have to identify how many work or duties are required for the sport day or annual day. Various resources are arranged for this and coordinator is appointed that whom everyone report for the work done and pending. This whole arrangement is called organizing. It means that first of all identify all the activities related to annual day, then assigning the duties to the teachers and students, then arrange the coordinator to whom the student and teacher give reports, and after that the whole arrangement is comes under the organizing. This whole process is called organizing. Then organizing process. First of all, the first step of organizing process is identification and division of work. It means that for completing a task, first of all we will have to identify number of works or tasks required for this. Work can be shared among the employees. For example, in a bank, every individual is assigned a job. One cashier accepts cash, one cashier makes payment, one person issue check and one person receive check. So, first of all, for understanding this point, the example want to say that for organizing a bank, we will have to identify the number of activities required for the conducting the all activities. Then division of work according to their skill and capability. This is called identification and division of work. Then departmentalization. After dividing the work, the smaller jobs are grouped together. It means similar work comes under same group and different type of work comes under different group. There are mainly two type of departmentalization. First one is functional departmentalization and the second one is divisional departmentalization. Functional departmentalization. Under this, the groups are divided according to the function. It means that like planning department, marketing department, finance department. So, the groups are divided according to the function. That is called functional departmentalization. Here, one example is given that all the jobs related to production are grouped under production department. Job related to sales are grouped under sales department and so on. Then the other method is divisional departmentalization. When an organization producing more than one product, that time one product comes under one head or one department and the other products comes under different heads or different department. So that is called divisional departmentalization. In short, if any organization produce a single product, that time functional departmentalization is required, or when an organization produce more than one product, That time divisional departmentalization are required. Here one example is given. If an organization is producing cosmetics as well as textile and medicine, then job related to production, sales and marketing of cosmetics are grouped under one department, jobs related to textile under different departments, and jobs related to medicines comes under different department. That is called divisional departmentalization. Then assignment of duties. After dividing the work or group, after dividing the group, they will have to divide the work according to the capability and skills. The person has specialized in that skill, they perform duties according to them. That is called assignment of duties. Then establishing reporting relationship. After grouping all the activities, different departments, the employees have to perform the job. And to perform the job, every individual needs some authority. It means they have to take some decisions and the owner have to give some powers for taking the decision. That is called authority. So in the fourth step, organizing process, all the individual assigned some authority matching to their job. Then one case study is given that related from that point. The case study is Pawan, Naveen and Sachin have decided to start a business of manufacturing toys. It means here one type of product is manufactured. They identify the following main activities which they have to perform: purchase of raw material, purchase of machinery, production of toys, arrangement of finance, sale of toys, identifying the areas where they can sell their toys, selection of employees. Many activities are given there. After that, in order to facilitate the work, they thought that 4 managers should be appointed to look after. One is production manager, the another is finance manager, the next one is marketing manager, and the next one is personnel manager. So, first question arises that identify the function of management. There are mainly 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Here the question says about organizing. It means the first answer is function of management that described in the paragraph, that is organizing. Then the second question arises that quote the lines from the above para which help you to identifying this function. So here we can understand or we can recognize that point with the help of this point, that is identifying the following main activities. In order to facilitate, they thought of 4 managers to look after, that is production manager, finance manager, marketing manager and personnel manager. In this one department classified into 4 parts. With the help of this point, we can understand that they are saying for the organizing function. Then the next point said, ask in the question that state the steps followed in the process. So before this case study, we already studied the point, that is process of organizing function, and the process is identifying and division of work. The second one is grouping the jobs and departmentalization. The third one is assignment of duties, and the next one is establishing reporting relationship. We already understand or study that point. After that, another case study is given that Ramdas, aged 49, is working in an aviation company. He is the senior most employee in his division. He is even senior to the division manager, Kanaputti. Ramdas is considered one of the most committed, capable and hard-working employees. As a result of his ability, the seniority, he generally receives the work assignment of his choice. Although there was no formal designation of various special projects assigned to Ramdas, he handled them as a matter of routine. A problem developed when able and intelligent person Nagarjun aged 33, was appointed by Kanapurti. It means before this, one person is working, that is Ramdas, and after the appointment, there are two persons exist. That first one is Ramdas and second one is Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna previously 3-year experience in the closely related work made it possible for him to catch on the routine work of his new job more rapidly than was customary for a new employee. On several occasions, Kanapurti noticed that tension developing between two employees. However, he did not want to get involved in their personal issues as long as the work was completed effectively and efficiently by them. One day, the tension between them reached the boiling point, and Ramdas complained to Kanapurti stating that his duties were being largely taken over by the Nagarjuna. Kanapurti issued the order stating that clear allocation of the job and related duties between the two. He further clarified the following working relationship between them by specifying who was to report to whom. This helped in reducing the workload, enhancing productivity, and removing ambiguity. So, here, first question is identify and state the steps of organizing process which has been carried out properly and contributed to this problem. So, here duties are assigned to each individual. It means the step that is defined in this paragraph, that is assignment of duties according to their skills and according to their capability. The second point asked in the question that state the two steps of organizing process which have been taken by Kanapurti. So first step is assigning the duties, and second one, he also clarified that the person to whom they report, that is clarified. So it means establishing reporting relationship. Here one more question is asked that also state 2 points of importance of organizing as reflect in the above case. We don't study this point. So after this case study, we will study importance of organizing. So when we will study, then you can easily learn the answer of importance of organizing. So here the next, that is importance and significance of organizing. The first importance of organizing, that is benefit in specialization. In organizing process, the work is divided according to their skill and capability. It means a single person can do same type of work. After doing the work again and again, the person become specialized. The second main importance, that is clarity in working relationship. It means that if the work is assigned individually, that means that every person knows about their responsibility and about their duties. It means no clashes between the working relationship. Then the next importance is optimum utilization of resources. If the person becomes specialized, that time the person can do their work efficiently and effectively. It means minimum wastage of resources. And adoption to change. After getting perfection, the person can easily accept the changes. So with the help of organizing process, the employees can easily adopt the changes of the organization. Then effective administration. It means that if every person knows about their duties and responsibility, so they can perform their job effectively and efficiently, and with the help of the organization become effective administration. Then one more point is expansion and growth. With optimum utilization of resources and proper division of work, expansion and growth can be easily achieved. That is favorable for the organization. Development of personnel. Personnel means employees. Organizing process is also helpful for the achievement of the group goal as well as for the development of the personnel. With the help of specialization process, that is achieved after the division of work, the employee become developed. So that is all the 7 importance of the organizing process. Then organizing structure. What is the meaning of organizing structure? When the managers are performing organizing function, and organizational structures get created automatically. That is defined in the next paragraph. A frame of work within which managerial and operational tasks are performed. It means that is a frame of work. That is called organizational structure. It is created automatically. And in this para, we are going to talk about span of management. If tall structure exists in the organization, that time narrow span of management is required. And if flat structure exists, that time wide span of management is required. So narrow span means tall structure and wide span in the case of flat structure. This line is very important. One MCQ definitely comes from this point. Then we will going to discuss span of management. Span of management means how many employees or subordinates can be effectively managed by one manager, or how many subordinates can be effectively controlled by one superior. That is called span of management. When the authority and responsibility relationship are established in organizing process, then the manager must keep in the mind of span of control. It means that at the time of deciding authority and responsibility, the step that comes in the mind of the manager, that is span of management. So this is very important. Importance of organizational structure. The first one is structure organized properly all the operation of business and ensures better flow of communication. It means no problem arises that time. Second one, a clear structure makes it easy to check the responsibility of each part of the business. The third one is a clear idea about the working style of an enterprise can be known from the organizational structure. The next one is organizational structure allows correlation and coordination among human, physical and financial resources. And last, it clearly defines the levels of management and span of control. So, in short, what is the importance of organizational structure? So, organizational structure is important for better flow of the communication. This is very important for the easy to check the responsibility. It's also important for the working style of an enterprise. With the help of organizational structure, we can learn the working style of the enterprise. The next one is due to this correlation and coordination among human, physical and financial resources can be easily get that. And the last one, with the help of organizational structure, we can easily understand the span of management. Here, one case study is given that name the framework within which managerial and operational activities are performed. State any 3 reasons for the importance of the framework. So, the framework within which the managerial and operational activities are performed is called organizational structure. We already discussed that. If the question is saying about the framework, that framework is called organizational structure. That is the definition of organizational structure. So we can easily understand what is the question want to say. And here one question is also asked that state any 3 reasons for the importance. We already discussed all the importance, and you can write any 3 of the importance in all of the 7 or 5 importance that is given in the previous slide.